Hello YouTube, welcome to today's YouTube video. I recently on one of my streams got asked if I was gonna do a reaction video on the season 13 jungle changes and the preseason changes, and today is the day where this video will be recorded and published. So first off, I will read all of the changes, so if you have already read it and just want my opinion on it, then go to the timestamp below the video and then go like towards the end of the video. But yeah, first is the tweet that I saw it from. It is now 10 days ago that I saw it. I just haven't had the time to record the video. But basically, Molecule says, Season 13 jungle leads are disheartening if they come through. Dumping down the clear and making every champ able to clear the jungle will make abominations like Lissandra and Camille jungle ganking every lane. So, here it is. Hey junglers, it's been a while since we last updated jungle in a meaningful way, and honestly our plant-laden home between the lanes is in need of a bit of love. Speaking from one jungle main to another, editor's note, can you call yourself a jungle main if you play Shaco? The role hasn't kept up with the times and is in the need of a touch-up. I know, right? Rework's jungle is a scary headline to read. I've been jungling since in season 2, so I feel you. Jungle is a powerful role, but also the punching bag of the team. We are supposed to gank every lane, control all the macro, perfectly farm our camps, and set up vision all at once. It's a lot, and that's awesome, that's why we made this role, but it's way too much to jump into without a pool noodle. We don't want the majority of players actively avoiding playing any role, and the truth is we failed at that metric when it comes to jungling. In recent LOL Please Riot Fruxon talked a bit about our plans for preseason with communication and vision system, jungle changes and Chemtech Drake being our major areas of focus. Because we filmed the video a while ago, that's how it works by the way. I'm here to share some extra details for those of you wanting more. Many League of Legends players see the wildly complex set of strategies and game knowledge required to be even slightly competent at the jungle and are scared away. We want to lessen this barrier to entry. One of the ways we will do that is by easing players in, showing them how to play the role and adjusting mechanics so they're less punishing and more intuitive. The goal here is absolutely not to dump down the jungle or remove the ability to show off your jungle knowledge, but to make sure that jungle is complex in the right places. We're currently exploring some changes like jungle pathing aids. Think something similar to recommended items, but instead it's how to do first clear, a stepping stone towards mastery of the role. We're also looking into adjusting the way camp leash, including the ranges and reset rules. When you are newer to the role and accidentally lose camp patient, it feels like you're getting slapped in the face. Even for experienced players, the rules are finicky and sometimes your champion feels useless because they can't abuse the rules as well as other champions. The jungle itself shouldn't be the deciding factor as to whether a champion is viable. Right now in League, it's not realistic to expect a ton of different characters to be viable at the highest level of play, because a lot of them simply can't optimize their clears enough to stand up with the rest. Will Rammus ever be powerful in high skill brackets with a clear as slow and as fragile as it is right now? If jungle clear optimization is no longer a major barrier to entry for jungle viability, way more champions can be played there. The meta is less set in stone. The jungle itself isn't telling you that you're bad at the game just because you picked Warwick and wanted to take Raptors. Skill should be rewarded across the roster of champs, not only the select few that can actively clear the current jungle. Some amount of the skill expression around clearing your jungle will be lost with these changes, but that means we can move some of the jungle complexity and skill away from clear optimization towards other places. We think this will be a good trade-off for the jungle overall. Right, Fruxon also talked about some of our plans for the communication system changes, and we are really thinking about the ways they can be used by junglers as a method of skill expression. Jungling is reliant on proactive communication, so we're making sure that the role has more tools to do exactly that. It's also the role most focused on macro strategy, but actually getting a team on board with your calls can feel like an impossible task. We're exploring giving junglers more tools to get their team to take objectives or to broadcast their ganks to their laners, among other ideas. The last major changes to the jungle this preseason will be jungle items. The current items are functional, but they aren't as exciting or particular, in this case of Red Smite, understandable. The reason most of us are drawn to the jungle is because it's different from laning. We don't want to sit in a lane and farm with Dinky Doran's items. The goal of the jungle item changes is to get them to express the difference between culling cool camps and farming boring minions. Some of you might remember the old days of Spirit of the Elder Lizard or Wriggle's Lantern, back when jungle items felt more meaningful and impactful. Let's be honest though, those were problematic in their own ways. We want to capture some of that fantasy with a bit of a twist this time: pets. These pets will help you do a little in the jungle clearing or taking down epic monsters. Think of old, say, the Devourer puppy. As you jungle, you slowly raise and feed your pet until they've grown up enough to be able to empower you. We haven't unlocked the final design or art of these yet, and in order to save you and my editors from having to understand what I'm trying to convey with text, here are some pictures. Just keep in mind these will not be going live, and the final changes will very likely look different from this. Our earliest prototype was a jungle wolf that followed you around whenever you killed a camp. Ours Foxfire missiles shot into the wolf's mouth. At a certain point, that wolf got really small, unlike our love of it, and attached to your head. Then a recolored version of soon-to-be updated Udyr's tiger form glowed on you, while Aatrox's old activation sound effect played repeatedly and globally. Oops. Believe it or not, this is what peak game design looks like. Okay, that's just a huge bear. As to what it actually does, we're keeping the secret for now while we lock down exactly how strong we want the empowerment to be relative to base kit, runes, items, etc., as well as exactly what tools we want it to provide to junglers. Past that, there's a fair number of questions we're still thinking about the best answer to. Is Scuttle working the way we want it to? Should junglers invade as much as they do? How important should junglers be to taking epic monsters? And so on and so forth. We will keep researching for these. We will keep searching for these answers as we continue to build preseason. Thanks for reading, and be sure to thank your jungler in your next game. So those are the changes. So they want to broaden the amount of champions that can play in jungle, and they want to give some type of guide towards how you should be clearing, as well as they want to remove the importance of effective clearing to lower like the skill entry. And they want to change the jungle items, and they want to introduce pets, and then they are thinking about potentially changing Scuttle, invades, epic monsters, and stuff like that. So these things are really big. So my opinion on it are, I don't think that every champion should be able to play jungle. Most champions can in fact play jungle, but they will either be really slow at clearing or not have a healthy enough clear that they can simply be punished in a very easy way. And that's why not all champions are being played in jungle, which I am completely fine with. So that's the first thing. I don't like the broadened champion pool for jungle. When it then comes to champions being able to clear, I'll say that I like the fact that there are currently in this meta 3 different types of champions clears. So there's the typical free camping junglers. Some of them, in fact, can actually do just red buff into cheese gank, but most of them will just do a free camp into a gank. Then there are the 5 camp junglers, and then there are the 6 camp junglers. Maybe out of the 3 viable jungle clearing strategies right now, I would say that I like the 3 camp clear and the 6 camp clear the most. So maybe if you could make sure that 5 camp clear is less often happening for those champions that can't quite clear fast enough for 6 camps, then that would be completely fine. But I would still like to have the skill expression of knowing how to clear, being able to clear like creatively, and stuff like that. When it comes to jungle items, I'm not quite sure what they mean by it. When they mean that they're gonna change it. If it's a buff, then I kind of hope that it becomes at a level that is quite strong. Because jungle on its own is not really strong in terms of 1v1ing, unless if they are ahead. So I'm down to see what it is, but I need more information before I can give like an honest opinion on it. And then we have these pets. I'm not quite sure what to expect from it because we haven't been told what they do. In terms of the idea itself, having a pet within the game seems kind of weird, I can't lie. But if it's healthy towards the game, then I am down for it. But people are kind of memeing, being like, oh, I'm gonna be a Pokemon trainer, so I'm gonna play jungle and have my Pokemons follow me around. So there's that. The last thing I'll comment on are these questions that they're thinking about, which is Scuttlecrab working the way that they want it to? I think it's a healthier version than it used to be. If it's the perfect one, again, I don't know. I would have to get more different situations of what they're thinking to change with the Scuttlecrab. So I don't mind the way that it is right now. Do I believe that it could possibly become better? Yeah, so I'll have to see what they are thinking about changing here. Should junglers invade as much as they do? And I heavily believe so, because this basically comes down to understanding the game and understanding prio, understanding matchups, understanding tempo, understanding like jungle tracking. So I definitely want invades to still be a thing within the game, because otherwise I feel like the game would be way too passive and way too gank reliant, which would just be, in my opinion, a bad thing. And this doesn't matter if you're invading for kills or if you're invading for counter jungling. I feel like invading is just a part of the jungle game, and I really want them to keep it, if not exactly as it is, really, really close to as it is right now. I don't want them to make jungle invades really, really bad. And then the last question is, how important should junglers be to taking epic monsters? At this point, I feel like we as jungle mains have just been in this situation where we are just the ones controlling, or not controlling the objective, but we're the ones securing it and setting it up with the rest of our team. So I don't mind it being the junglers who have to be on epic monsters and securing them. If they could make a healthier version where laners could more easily take it without the jungler or something like that, then it could be okay. But I don't mind, kind of like the Scuttlecrab, I don't mind the current state that junglers are just supposed to be on epic monsters, because it just feels natural at this point. It's been like that for so many years, and I don't feel like it's a negative thing. But possibly if they have a really good idea for it, and if it seems to be better, then I'm all for it. But I don't want it to be completely changed, because that would honestly feel quite weird. So those are the jungle changes. Let me know what you guys think about these changes, and yeah, let me know if you like them, dislike them, if they're a bit of a meme or whatever. I'll be reading all of it in the comment section down below. And otherwise, if you enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like on it. And to not miss out on the preseason changes, then subscribe, and that video will be coming out very, very soon. And then I just want to say thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next YouTube video or my next live stream on Twitch. Thank you for watching, and see you guys.